Some people don't raise their voice, but when they speak, the room quiets. They don't fight for attention, but somehow, they're never forgotten. What they have isn't charm. It isn't luck. It's something deeper, emotional intelligence, the kind you don't notice until it's missing. You know that feeling when you meet someone like this? There's something about their presence that makes you breathe easier, makes you feel safe, like you can say what's really on your mind without being judged. That's not an accident. That's mastery. Here's the thing most people don't understand: emotional intelligence isn't about being nice all the time. It's not about hugging everyone or never getting upset. It's way more subtle than that, way more powerful. Today, I'm sharing 7 secret signs that reveal true emotional intelligence. These aren't the obvious ones everyone talks about. These are the quiet behaviors that, when you master them, completely change how people experience you. But stick around until the end, because number 7 will shift how you see every conversation for the rest of your life. Let's begin. Sign number 1. Here's what most people don't realize. Emotionally intelligent people have mastered something the rest of us struggle with. When something triggers them, when someone says something hurtful or challenging, they don't react immediately. They create space between impulse and response. A silence that turns chaos into clarity. It's not that they don't feel things deeply. They do. But they've learned that the first emotion is rarely the wisest counselor. Stanford University discovered something remarkable. When you pause for just 4 seconds before responding to something that triggers you, you reduce emotional hijacking by 70%. 4 seconds. That's the difference between wisdom and regret. Picture this: someone criticizes your work. Most people either defend immediately or shut down completely. But an emotionally intelligent person? They breathe. They create that sacred pause where choice lives. And here's what's beautiful about this: that pause doesn't make them seem slow or uncertain. It makes them seem unshakable, like nothing can throw them off balance. Want to appear calm in any storm? Master the space between what happens to you and how you respond. Sign number 2. This one is profound. Most people walk into a room thinking, how do I fit in here? What should I say to make a good impression? But emotionally intelligent people ask different questions. They think, what's the energy here? How is everyone feeling? What does this moment need? They can sense when someone is struggling, even when that person is smiling. They notice the subtle shift when tension enters a conversation. They feel the room's emotional temperature. But here's what makes this special: they don't use this awareness to manipulate or control. They use it to serve, to harmonize, to add what's missing without taking what's there. They might speak softer when they sense someone is overwhelmed. They might create space when they feel someone needs to be heard. They adjust their energy not to perform, but to contribute. It's like they're tuning forks, helping the whole room find its natural resonance. Sign number 3. Here's something that might surprise you. While most of us rush to fill every pause in conversation, emotionally intelligent people understand that silence is sacred space. They honor silence, because silence reveals what words often hide. In difficult conversations, when emotions are high, they'll ask a question and then wait. Not uncomfortably, not impatiently, but with genuine curiosity about what will emerge from that quiet space. McKinsey research shows that leaders who embrace strategic pauses are perceived as 31% more confident and trustworthy. Why? Because silence says, I'm not afraid of what you might say. I'm not rushing to control this moment. Silence disarms defensiveness. It invites truth. It gives people permission to think before they speak. Here's your challenge. In your next meaningful conversation, after someone shares something important, count to 3 before responding. Just 3 seconds. Notice how that space changes everything. Sign number 4. Be honest with me for a moment. When you meet someone new, what do you usually ask? What do you do? How's work going? Crazy weather lately? Safe questions. Surface questions. Questions that keep everyone comfortable and strangers. Emotionally intelligent people skip the shallow end. Not rudely, not invasively, but with genuine curiosity about what makes someone human. They might ask, what's been capturing your attention lately? Or what's something you're quietly excited about? Or what's one thing you've been thinking about that you haven't said out loud? These questions don't demand answers. They offer invitations. Invitations to be seen, to be known, to step out of the routine exchange of facts and into the realm of what actually matters. Simon Sinek reminds us that most people listen with the intent to reply, but emotionally intelligent people listen with the intent to understand. They ask questions not to seem interesting, but because they find you genuinely interesting. Sign number 5. Here's a truth that might challenge everything you think about emotional intelligence. Emotionally smart people feel everything. The anger, the hurt, the disappointment, the joy, the excitement. Maybe even more intensely than most people. But here's their secret: anyone can be angry. Anyone can be anxious. But mastery is not the absence of storms, it is the ability to remain the ocean beneath the waves. They don't suppress their emotions. Suppression is pretending the storm doesn't exist. They transform them. They feel the anger and choose how to channel it. They experience the hurt and decide what to do with that information. You're in a meeting. Someone interrupts you. The emotion rises: frustration, maybe embarrassment. Most people either explode or swallow it whole. But an emotionally intelligent person feels it fully, then responds from a deeper place. I'd like to finish my thought. Calm, clear, uncompromising, but not cruel. That's what Brené Brown means when she says we cannot selectively numb emotions. Emotionally intelligent people don't shut down, they transform. They alchemize their feelings into wisdom, their pain into boundaries, their fear into preparation. Sign number 6. This one cuts deep. You share something important, maybe a struggle, maybe an achievement. And what happens next reveals everything about the person you're talking to. Most people immediately respond, "Oh my gosh, the same thing happened to me. Let me tell you about my experience." And suddenly, your moment became their stage. Emotionally intelligent people resist this impulse. They let your moment remain yours, not because they don't have their own stories, but because they don't need to prove they understand to feel significant. They already know they matter, so they can afford to let you matter too. When someone truly listens without hijacking the conversation, without comparing experiences, without making it about them, that's rare. That's precious. That makes you want to share more, trust more, connect more. Carl Rogers called this unconditional positive regard, the ability to be fully present with someone without needing anything in return. That's the gift emotionally intelligent people give. Your experience gets to be fully yours. Sign number 7. This is the most sophisticated sign of all, and most people get it completely wrong. Can you disagree with someone's opinion without attacking their worth as a person? Can you challenge an idea without making someone feel small? Most people can't. We've been trained to think that disagreement equals conflict, that challenging someone's thoughts means rejecting them as a person. But emotionally intelligent people have learned something profound. They separate the person from the idea, because dignity is never a bargaining chip. You can be wrong about facts and still worthy of respect. They can say, "I see this differently," or "Here's another perspective," without making you feel attacked, dismissed, or diminished. They focus on the idea, not your intelligence. The issue, not your identity. MIT researchers discovered that teams with high emotional intelligence resolve conflicts 45% faster than those without. Not because they avoid difficult conversations, but because they've learned to have them without destroying relationships. Think about what this means for your life. Relationships where you can disagree without drama. Workplaces where different opinions make things stronger, not more stressful. Friendships built on truth, not just agreement. Emotional intelligence doesn't eliminate conflict. It transforms conflict into connection. Let me share something with you. Emotional intelligence isn't about being liked. It's about being trusted. It's the art of staying grounded while the world spins around you. It's the pause before the reaction, that sacred space where choice lives. It's the silence between the words, where truth has room to breathe. It's the question that reaches beneath the surface, that says, "I see you" as more than small talk. It's the calm that says, "You are safe here. Your emotions are welcome. Your dignity is protected." That's why people remember emotionally intelligent people, not for their cleverness, not for their charm, but for how they made others feel steady, seen, respected. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds beautiful, but I don't naturally do these things. Here's the secret, neither did they. Emotional intelligence isn't a personality type. It's a practice. You don't need to be born charismatic. You don't need to be an extrovert. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing to pause when triggered, to listen more than you speak, to ask questions that matter, and to treat every person's dignity as sacred. Start with just one sign from this list. Practice it today with someone real in a real moment. If this perspective on emotional intelligence opens something new for you, subscribe. We're exploring the subtle arts of human connection.